In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that narcissists destroy in their children's lives. And it might be hard to hear some of this, but stay with me. I've got a lot of good information for you, and I have a different perspective on how to heal this and how to help people get well, looking at the entire person. I'm Dr. Meg Haworth, and I am a transpersonal psychologist, best-selling author, and holistic nutritional chef. And I help women survivors of narcissistic abuse and sexual abuse to heal the mind, body, and soul of it all. So thank you so much for listening to this video. Please stay to the end because I have some solutions for you that could be very, very helpful. And let's get started. So here are the 5 areas of our lives that parental narcissist abuse can destroy for us. Now, I particularly talk to empathic and sensitive women who were victims of narcissistic abuse. And empaths tend to be the scapegoat in the family. So they're the ones that get blamed for a lot of things. They're the ones that get pushed down a lot. You know, you stand up and you get pushed down by the narcissist. So that constant berating that happens, that constant criticism, and that constant inability to even see you as a human, and that invisibility that we go through as adult children of narcissistic abuse, or as children of narcissistic, you go through feeling like you're invisible and you don't matter. And that's a really hard thing to go through. So here are these 5 areas of our lives that get affected by parental narcissistic abuse. And so the first one is low self-esteem. So it's your self-esteem is your self-value, your self-worth, the way you look at yourself, the way you see yourself in the world. And when your self-esteem is just pummeled every single day and you're being told that you're something, that you're just this horrible person, and you're being shamed, you're being blamed, and you're being guilted all the time by a narcissistic parent, you believe it. Especially when you're a child, we look up to our parents to shape us and to mold us, but they mold us in such a destructive way that our self-esteem can really be deeply affected. So learning how to parent yourself, working with the inner child and really helping to raise your self-esteem is absolutely imperative for victims of narcissistic abuse from a parent. So that's important. So the second thing that narcissistic parents really destroy in their children's lives is that they really take away a lack of self-identity. They take away self-identity and they take away self-purpose, or your soul's purpose. And narcissists operate in a completely external world. They live in a 5-sensory world. Now, empaths are sensitive. They're emotionally sensitive. Empaths are usually scapegoats, as I mentioned. And empaths are also highly intuitive. And our intuition gets heightened more and more as we stay, because we have to be hyper vigilant about, what's going to happen next. What am I going to be blamed for next? What am I going to be shamed around next? So all of those things we have to be aware of at all times. So our intuition gets heightened. It gets used for something that our intuition was not really designed to help us with. Our intuition is designed to help us with path and purpose and meaning and forward movement in our lives. But as empaths, if our self-esteem is crushed and we're sitting in our rooms all by ourselves, isolating ourselves from the whole world because we think the world is a dangerous place, because we were molded and shaped to believe that, then we're going to be in this space of not even knowing who we are, and not even knowing that our intuition is this really valuable instrument that helps lead us to our path and purpose in life. And it's in getting into that our identity really, it wells up from this part of the self. It wells up from the intuitive self. It wells up from the soul, from the who you really are and what you came here to do in your life. And if you're taken away from that purpose and that identity and that personal self-meaning by a narcissistic parent who's constantly just reinforcing for their own gain and for their own control, then we're missing out on you. We're missing out on something so special and so important that you could be helping the world with. And so, so finding your path and your purpose and your meaning will happen through your soul, through your intuitive, sharpening your intuitive abilities and using those for the greater good. So that sense of purpose and finding your purpose will help release you from this kind of abuse. Number 3, that third thing that narcissists will destroy in their children is their self-trust and trust of others. So they're showing you every day that the world is not a safe place. Your home is not a safe place to be in. You're not a safe place to be in. So you'll be really disconnected from your intuition, or your intuition is really heightened, and you may have dreams and nightmares that predict awful things because you're not connected in with the most powerful parts of you. You're not connected in with your soul qualities of peace, of love, light, joy, kindness, all of those things, because you were taken away from all of that. You were told something else. So the child inside of you believed it because, the child is going to believe their parents, Yet at the same time, the child knows that what they're being shown is not the truth. And empaths and sensitives tend to be really oriented towards the truth. You want to know the truth, you want to tell the truth, and when you speak the truth to a narcissist and you call him out, it is really painful for you because they're just going to amp up their narcissistic abuse because you're not supposed to do that. And this is one of the things that we learn along the way is to stop calling them out because it does absolutely no good. It does a whole lot more harm for you. So learning to trust yourself is one of the most important things that you will ever do. And as you learn to trust yourself, you learn to trust others more. You learn to find people in your life that you can trust. And then you also understand that you're not responsible for the way that they treat you. You're not responsible for someone else's choosing to lie to you, and that you're able to let go of that more easily because that's on them. You don't have to carry that for them. And that's one of the things that we do as empaths is we tend to take on responsibility for everyone else around us. So that was number 3. Number 4, ways that narcissists destroy us as children is that they get us to isolate. So we isolate ourselves from others, and we're sitting in this, I can't trust my environment, I can't trust my parent, I can't trust the people around me, I can't trust my siblings, I can't trust the world. So you've got this whole thing that you're just spinning in this inability to trust that wasn't even yours to begin with. It didn't come from you. It came from outside of you. But you're being told that everything comes out from outside of you. But everything really comes from within you. So when you are isolating yourself, you may isolate yourself as an adult because you don't trust the world, because you were told that the world is not a safe place. And that's what you were shown over and over and over again. And again, it's not the truth. The world is what you create it to be. And you can start right now by learning to trust yourself, by learning to trust your own intuition, by learning to listen on the inside to the goodness, the kindness, the care, the peace that is inside of you. This is who you really are. And getting in touch with that part of you and living that out in the world will be the most powerful thing that you can do for your own healing, and for others, for others as well, because you're not giving the world the best you, because you don't even know what that is yet. But that's something I help people with. So learning self-trust through developing your intuition is really critical. Okay, so number 5 of the ways that narcissists really destroy their children is that they make you dependent upon them. And so this kind of actually ties into all of the tactics that they use to abuse you with, is that they make you dependent on them. Your whole life becomes about jumping through hoops to make them happy, to please them, to make them better in some way, because all of the focus has to be on them in order for you to survive in the family system. And so you become a people pleaser. And so you're focusing on everyone else. So you get into codependent relationships. You maybe get into relationships with addicts, with, drug addicts and alcoholics and shopaholics or other narcissists. I know I've done all of these myself. And so I know what this is like, and I know what it's like to go through everything that I'm talking about. And so creating that codependency leads you to what you need to do for you, and that's creating your own independence, your declaration of independence, and creating that. And it's a process. Like, this is not something that happens overnight. This abuse was not created overnight, and your self-perception around it was not created overnight. But when you get into the kind of work that I help people with, and that's really spiritual psychotherapeutic processes, that help you heal that interconnection. They help you connect to who you really are. They help you with your path, your purpose, your meaning, your soul's purpose, and being that in the world. That is the most powerful thing that you can offer the world. You can be the artist you always wanted to be, or you were always meant to be, when you find this part of you, or whatever it is. You can be the healer that you were meant to be. So many of us empaths become healers. We came into the world being that, and we're needed more now than ever. So if this information in the video resonates with you, if any of this resonates with you and you feel like, oh my gosh, I finally found like the thing that I need to be able to pull myself out of this, and you feel like you're ready to make a decision to help yourself heal, then book a free call with me and just let's have a conversation. It's a free consultation where we can talk about how I can help you heal, how I can help you connect with your soul's purpose, how I can help you raise your self-esteem and your self-worth, how I can help you come out of the isolationism that you have been in your whole life and that you keep putting yourself in because you don't trust anybody, and how I can help you with learning to trust yourself by developing your intuitive abilities as well. Also, if you are a practitioner, I have an online course and certification program called Evolving Intuition, Building Self-Trust for Life, that can help you with honing your intuitive abilities with my empath recovery system. And I'm also in the process of writing a book and a program on parental narcissistic abuse and how you can heal from that as well. So I have lots of things coming down the pike to help you with. So again, just book a free call with me. Or you can go on to my website at meghaworth.com and learn more about me. If you haven't already done this, please like the video and subscribe and check out my channel. I have a whole lot more videos. Ring the bell. Make sure you ring that bell so that you get the updates, because I'm putting more than one video up each week now. Couple videos, at least, sometimes 3. So just stay tuned. I got a lot of information for you, and I have a lot of help for you. And I hope that this information will speak to your heart and soul